Hello. The question posed for tonight is, if you were in Nazi Germany, would you have become a fervent Nazi, a Nazi citizen just trying to go about their day-to-day business, or a rebel? Now, before you answer this question inside your head, consider the fact that the Nazis didn't create any original forms of torture. They took notes from the U.S. treatment of black people and Native Americans. They also took note as to how animal slaughterhouses operated and reconstructed concentration camps around those plants. Now, I ask you once again, would you have been someone who fervently supports institutionalized oppression? Would you have been someone who tries to ignore it because it doesn't affect you yet? Or would you have been someone who rebelled? Food for thought for the following video.
Did you bring your journals of investigation? Good. I brought mine. Okay, let us confer. Have you seen Gustav by chance? I saw him somewhere in the blanket fort. Well, we'll see him sometime, at some point, hopefully, and if he does, he'll just join us and just decide to journal as well. Now, what do you think we should do about the forest trip? How do you plan on trying to sort of avoid the looks of the leaders? We're going to have to ditch somehow. My idea, my plan is that at night we should put some pillows in the camp to replace us in the bed, so that way when they do bread checks, they are going to see the forms of us inside the bed, but they are not going to obviously check in on if we are actually sleeping, because that is always deemed too inappropriate. Am I wrong? Good. So that is my idea. I would say that we should start writing down ideas and plans right away. Okay? You take your journal and I take my journal, and we just start writing different ideas and different plans and different wants and objectives. By the way, I was also thinking we should also come up with different nicknames for each member. Yes, I think that if we started using different nicknames for each of the members, that it would create a sort of code name, sort of, secret organization. The Edelweiss Pirates, and you are named Blackbeard, and you are named Redbeard, and you are named Parrot or whatever. Wunderbar. Alright, begin journaling. I think that perhaps we should include younger kids. I mean, all of us are just teenagers. But I think that if we started bringing our little brothers and sisters into the group, because frankly my little brother wants to join the Edelweiss Pirates. He says that he wants to join so badly, but I say no, because Mama does not want him being part of my more adult group, that he must join the Hitler Youth and that he must go off and do exactly what the Hitler Youth must do. But I try to explain to Mama, obviously not too obviously, where she will start suspecting something, that the Hitler Youth is boring. All they do is just teach you to praise Hitler and all of this nonsense. No one likes it there. It is just discipline. The only thing good about it is that you get to get out of school and you can say, oh well, school is just really hard. I can't keep up with the Hitler Youth because school is really hard. But even when you get out of school, it's like, oh God, second school, where they just teach you that, oh well, you must praise the motherland and all of this nonsense. I don't care for it. I just want to be a teenager. I just want to run away and go into the woods and hike with my friends and hang out with boys. They don't want it. It's oh, Heinrich, you know how much I like to complain. Anyways, let's start investigating, okay? I think that for the next blanket fort that we should create a system where it's a little more of a circular pattern. You see the system that we have right now, where it's a sort of straight line with tunnels crossing across it and then having loops that circle around the tunnels, is going to ultimately create a very confused feel. Meanwhile, if you had circles, much like this, and then another circle outside and another circle outside of it, and you had lines connecting them all, I think that would create little compartments that you can create inside of the fort, in which people can just claim it and say, well, this is my space and this is your space and this is your space, and that would create a much more fun environment for all of us. Correct? Am I wrong? Yeah, I'll create it for you. Okay, I'll create it for you. Okay. Another circle here, and then you create another circle and another circle and another circle, and you connect them through tunnels that cross through all of them. And then you create these tiny tunnels that give you passage, right? And then you create more rows and more rows. You see, in these tiny little rooms, you can easily just segment them. See, right here? Segment that, segment this, segment that, segment this, segment that, segment this, segment that, and segment this. And in these different rooms, you could create tiny rooms, you see. This could be your room for Heinrich, and this could be my room for Gretchen, Hilda, Gustav, Helga, Greta, and so on and so forth, filling each room with a different room, but it will all still be connected, so that way we can all just kind of find each other inside the blanket fort. You see, what's going on now is that we've created a blanket fort, okay? We've created a blanket fort where it's very much like these. Create tunnels across, create tunnels across, create tunnels across, create tunnels across. And then you have these loops which connects the different tunnels in on one another. There we go, in on one another, in on one another. And so we're just constantly wandering around here, idly. Exit here, exit here. Okay? Right now we are here, right here. So what I want to do is create one that is far more intricate, okay? This is much more rudimentary, okay? Rudimentary. I think to level up, we should go higher, aim for higher. Second edition, first edition. Where am I wrong? Now, and the best part is, did you bring the books? Did you bring any books? Do you have any books? Do you think we could get some books? I think I have 7 books in my library. I can bring it next time. And then also, I think that Gustav rather has 3 books. I think Helga has 1. I think Hilda has 2. And I think Mark has 4. So I think just with that, we'll have an ample enough library to keep us content for a while. But it would be even more better if we could find even more books to supplement our library. That way we can include more trustworthy kids around the youth camp. Now, this would be a great way to maintain matters. Now, have you read up a little bit on the FOD, perchance? F-A-U-D, FOD. No? I've been reading upon them. Don't tell anyone else though, but I've been reading upon them. So the Fold were a group of people who were unemployed in the beginning of the war, or before the war, and they started fighting for worker solidarity. Now, these workers started disseminating pamphlets and disseminating works to support and include more workers into their enlistings. And they would use code words like, have you eaten good German fruit? And these were the ones that were anti-Nazi, anti-imperialism, anti-everything. They hated the Nazi party. They didn't want anything to do with the Nazi party, as most Germans honestly do. Most Germans just mind their own business, or they are adamantly against it, but it's just with the German force conquering the streets with the Gestapo and the brown shirts and everything. You can't really say that you don't like the Nazi party out loud in the streets right now. I mean, they'll beat you, the least they'll do is arrest you, and they'll just imprison you. So, what I was thinking was that in the same way that Fold created a code word and code question to make sure that they can kind of say, oh, well, I know who is inside of my group and I know who is not inside of my group, we can do the same. We can do something for the Edelweiss pirates. Yes, we can do something where we start saying like, oh, do you like the open seas? Or do you like boats or ships? Something like that. That way people can kind of see, yes, you are trying to say that you like pirates, and so you are part of the Edelweiss pirates, and kind of assemble more kids like that. I also think we should start including vandalism inside of our group as well. Well, first of all, we're teenagers. Come on. It's the most fun thing to do. And also because vandalism is the greatest way to undermine the Nazi party, as long as you're a teenager and you can't really do anything. For example, we should go and... Well, first I'm going to make sure that you're on board with all of this. I don't want to start speaking my mind and see that you have some doubts about the Edelweiss pirates. Are you completely on board, Heinrich? Do you want to overthrow the Nazi party? Do you want to go and kill some Nazis? Well, good. So, what I think we should do is go to the barracks and take some of their armaments. Am I incorrect? I think we should take some of their armaments and just arm ourselves, so that way we can run off to the hills and just hang out, chill out, be together, just be teenagers, enjoy the nature without having to make everything about the Nazi propaganda and making everything about, oh, well, would this make the Führer happy? I don't care about the Führer. The Führer is making me furious. Hey, that was a good one. So I was thinking that we could do all of that, but I'm going to need the help of the rest of the Edelweiss pirates not to do this. Otherwise, it'll be a lone mission. Well, I just feel bad for the other teenagers that couldn't continue on their studies. You see, I don't want to be a leader that tells the other workers how to be and how not to be, and that if they're not behaving exactly how I want them to be, I'm going to report them and they are going to have to suffer punishment for not keeping up with me. I mean, just because my parents are doctors and they can afford a higher education for me doesn't mean I get to abuse people who didn't have the same privileges as I do, and I frankly just reject it. It's too classist for me. What's classism? It's where people with more money oppress those without money. What sense does that make? Have you ever thought about it, Heinrich? I mean, your parents are lawyers. They go off and they make money. And just because your parents made money, now you are gifted the opportunity, supposedly, of being prolonged a career inside the Hitler Youth. And by being inside the Hitler Youth, you are now telling the industrial teenagers who work in the factories now and who didn't get the opportunity for education and were removed from public school at the age of 12, that how they are supposed to be and how they are not supposed to be. And if they misbehave, you can punish them and do whatever you want with them. And it's just wrong. Can't you see how it's wrong? Okay, good. So, I was thinking that we can start planning here in the center of the Pillow Fort, inside the center of the tent, on how we can start taking the armaments from the battalion or the barracks or whatever they call it, and start sabotaging their plans, sabotaging their structures and their institutions. So we can start assembling here and making our way to becoming nuisances for the Nazi party. Because as we all know, the Nazi party doesn't want unruly, disobedient, undisciplined teenagers running about. They want robots to take up the arms against the world and sell the world that we are somehow the best of the best, and just trying to take away other people's way of living. I mean, just from what I've seen from neighbors and from our community, they are taking away the rich vibrancy. They are taking away my freedom to just exist with my friends, just because of their fascist way of being. I mean, to tell people that you can't practice free love, that you can't practice just your own culture, that's just because you were born a certain ways, that now you are to be removed from your home, your business is supposed to be taken away from you, and you cannot hang out with any of your German friends, is absolutely evil. It's evil incarnate. There's no excuse or justification for it, and a lot of German people know it. That was where I've been learning from. My father says that he is trying to organize an organization that can attack the institutions and the structures of the Nazi party, where they can overthrow them in minor ways, or rather undermine them in minor ways, which will ultimately cripple their strength and make them much more easier to defeat. And I think that he has a lot of good ideas in that regard, and I think that if the teenagers end up uniting and unifying in that one common goal, that we will be able to help overthrow all of this nonsense and be able to live like teenagers again. Listen, Heinrich, I'm going to admit a huge secret to you, okay? And you cannot tell anyone this secret. No one in the Edelweiss Pirates. I have a bit of a crush on a boy. I know, it's embarrassing, but I want to invite him into the Edelweiss Pirates. However, even though I have a crush on this boy, if I can sense that he is at all invested in the Hitler Youth, I will not be attracted to him anymore, because frankly, someone being that daft and easily to brainwash is not someone who's all that attractive, honestly. And secondly, if anyone is allowing themselves to be brainwashed by the Nazi party and genuinely supporting it, they are an evil person, and I don't want anything to do with an evil person. However, if he is not in support of the Hitler Youth, uniting myself with him would be a wonderful life, as long as that wonderful life is lived in a way where we can just exist without all the propaganda and all the expectations and all the rallies and all the meetings. I mean, how many rallies does Hitler have? I don't want to go to any of those rallies. He just burns books and then expects everyone to be in agreement with him through forcing them through military action, that if you do not applaud and if you do not agree, that we are going to hold you as a traitor and put you in a camp far away, that no one knows where you went, no one knows what's going on with you. It's absolutely insane, and it's not a world I want to live in. I want to be able to live with him in a world where we can just be in love and just do whatever we want and not have to fear anything. I mean, my goodness, the way that they treat the working class, they just give them the bare minimum to exist. Haven't you noticed it? Heinrich, my goodness, have you not read a single book? Do you not look around you? Do you not see the injustices around you, Heinrich? I get it, we're only 15, but also, when you are 15 years old, what do you think? I'm constantly thinking about the injustices and evil of the world and getting passionate about it. That's what 15-year-olds do. We rebel. We say, no, I hate this world. I hate this system. This system is keeping me from being able to go out into the mountains and hike and camp and have fun and rock climb and all of these fun things. And climb trees and all of this stuff. But no, the Hitler Youth says, oh, you can do all of that as long as you are with the Hitler Youth, and we are here to monitor and supervise everything you do. And it drives me insane, Heinrich. We have to do something about it. And we have to plan, and we have to organize, and we have to assemble, and we have to create a sort of group that will take back what was ours, which is nature, and being able to live in nature without any sort of political machine telling us you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do this. I know, Heinrich. I just really need to. I really need to calm down, but through calming down, it's through a measure of sort of learning. When I'm calm, I must learn. And when I'm passionate, I must act. Anyways, do you have any ideas as to how you want to create another blanket fort, Heinrich? I think that I really like my idea, but I'm open to hearing your ideas and incorporating them into a sort of fusion of ideas, or using your idea if it is better. Okay. Well, tell me what you are thinking, Heinrich. I'll draw it down for you. Okay, square, and then you put around around it. Okay, do you have any tunnels in yours? Bubbles. Okay, so we create the bubble, create the bubble, create the bubble, create the bubble. Ooh, I like yours. It's so simple. But what is the square for? Okay, doors. Does this have a blanket over it? Okay. Blanket. Is this taller than the rest or shorter than the rest, or the same size or same height? Okay, taller, put a pole there. Okay. And do the little bubbles have any divisions to them, or are they just open? Oh, okay. Okay, and I assume this is the communal area. Okay, so what I am seeing here is that you just want to create a system like this, correct? The system where you are just having this sort of communal space, and then each bubble has its own little bed for each member of the group. But there are 8 of us. Okay, more bubbles. Bubble, 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 bubble. Like this. Like a flower. Ooh, I like it. It's like a flower. I'll call it the flower. The flower of peace. Actually, the flower of harmony. Like this. Okay. I very much like this. We could have one for every single member in the group. Okay. Alright. Okay, now for the next order of business. When do you think we should go back to the mountains? I think that we should go back to the mountains at some point or another. I very miss the open air and the vibrancy of the outdoors. I think that it has been far too long since we've gone to the mountains. Do you agree? Okay. So, we are in agreement that we should go to the mountains. Okay. Mountains. And go hiking. Yodelady. Okay. And so, when should we do this? I would say 2 weeks is enough preparation if we are going to do it. So 2 weeks of preparation. Okay. Now, when are we going to the lake? Okay. No, that is my birthday. I'm going to be celebrating with my family. Yes, we do celebrate birthdays. Secretly, of course. Okay. So, 3 weeks from now. Okay. Going to the lake in 3 weeks. And do you think that perhaps we should make the groups that we go with smaller, so that way it's less obvious, more inconspicuous? Or do you think that the way we've been doing it works just fine? Okay. I would say a group of 6 to 8 should be maximum. So Mark, James, Gustav, Helga, Hilda, Heinrich, me, you, and okay. So there are 9 of us, which I should say that perhaps 4 of us should stay and 5 of us should go. And maybe perhaps include the guys that I have a crush on, or maybe not, who knows, I don't know. What do you think? Okay, so 6 people go, 3 people stay. Okay. Okay. Now, tell me, Heinrich, what more should we include in this journal of ours? Interesting. Okay. So, what I think we should do is also include sabotage. How do we sabotage the Hitler Youth? Okay. So, what I'm thinking is, perhaps burning the Hitler Youth, the camp, not the actual people. Too much for you? Is that fine? We'll warm ourselves up to that. Yeah. Do you see what I did there, Heinrich? I said we'll warm ourselves up and to burn the Hitler Youth camp, not the people. Do you see what I did there? Isn't it? So, I think that perhaps we could take away resources. Perhaps we could take snacks from the break room, the mess hall, and we can also take away some of their propaganda and their books, and we can use it for firewood in the camps that we end up going to. And we can also perhaps take some of the instruments and some of the basically whatever they have, we could just take it to wherever we go. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, that would be genius. Good ideas all around. So we could just make a list of all the things that we are going to take from the camp. Okay. I very much like this idea. Okay. Alright, so let's start a list. A list of things. Okay. So, what should we put first on the list? Food. Food from mess hall. Now, what is the second thing we should put on the list? Clothes from closet. And books from classes for firewood. Make sure it's not the propaganda books and not actual books. So Nazi propaganda books from classrooms for firewood. We should take Mein Kampf and burn it. Oh my god, if we can find Mein Kampf and burn it, that would be hilarious. Would it not, Heinrich? It would be, I mean, to burn an entire autobiography for a devil man, that is a true Mein Kampf. I mean, having to go to Hitler Youth is Mein Kampf. But, okay. Let's see, what else should we get, Heinrich? Blankets from the bedrooms. Blankets, okay. And blankets from the leaders' bedrooms. Yes, okay. So blankets from the leaders' bedrooms. Leaders' bedrooms. I imagine we are going to need some canteen, some supplies, some containers to hold water and hold food and hold other sorts of things. So plateware, containers. Okay, perfect. Do you think that there's anything else that we need, Gustav? Heinrich? Sorry, I keep thinking you're Gustav. Okay. Well, Gustav, honestly, is the most ready to just overturn everything at the Hitler Youth camp. He was the one who founded our Edelweiss pirates group. Did you know that? It was Gustav. Gustav and Hilda actually were the ones who broke away first, and they included me, and they included Mark's, and they included Helga's, and they included you, and so on and so forth. And now we are just all here together in the Edelweiss Pirates group, trying to live freely. By the way, Heinrich, do you have any fancy for any girls in the Hitler Youth camp? Well, you know, for the female girls. No. Do you by chance have a fancy for the boys in the Hitler Youth camp? I thought so. Which boy? Yes, he is quite attractive. I kept my eye on him, but I like another boy. I'm not going to tell you which boy I like. That's a secret. Until he says that he likes me back, it's a secret. Shh. I don't tell my crushes until my crushes tell me that they like me. Okay, plans aside, let's put away all the Edelweiss pirates nonsense aside. Or not nonsense, because it is a noble pursuit. But let's talk about crushes now, okay? So tell me, Heinrich, who do you like? I'm not going to tell you who I like. I'm not going to tell you mine. So if you expect me to tell you mine, I don't want to know yours, because I don't want to tell who I like until he tells me he likes me back. Unless you know that he likes me back. Do you know anyone who likes me? In your Hitler Youth. Do you know anyone who likes me who is not an actual Nazi? That is a shame. That is a true shame. Well, the guy I like is named Joseph. I know. It's a very basic choice, but I can feel like he's not really a Nazi, right? I would not see him being a Nazi. You don't know? Find out for me. That way I can better know if he is one or not. I don't want to like a guy like that. Please. Thank you. Now, tell me, who do you like? Really? Wow. I could not believe you like Gustav. You know Gustav and Hilda are dating, right? Oh my god. The drama is so amazing. You like Gustav and Hilda are dating. What about Gustav do you like? Well, he does have initiative. I mean, he was the one who started the Edelweiss Pirates, but I've never found him attractive. I mean, Hilda finds him attractive, so I guess you and Hilda have a lot in common. Do you think that there is a chance between you and Gustav? Have you tried anything? Has he tried anything? I see. So it's a stalemate worth of a crush. He hasn't done anything, you haven't done anything. You just have feelings for him. Why don't you go for Mark? He's single. True. He is a bit of an idiot, but he is a very nice idiot. A very nice idiot. Oh, please, Heinrich. You cannot judge people like that. Just because he doesn't know, well, a lot about a lot. I mean, he really values the true things in life, which are going on hikes and doing all this fun stuff. When it comes to strategy, when it comes to organizing and planning, Mark just prefers to just sit in a corner and twiddle his thumbs. But that's Mark. So why haven't you just considered him? I think it would be good balance. I guess. Let's see. Have you perchance liked anyone from your own camp? Well, you should. I don't know. Perhaps. Yeah, I would say stick with Gustav. Gustav really is the only attractive boy. Minus Joseph, of course. But Gustav really is the only attractive boy around here. Good initiative, solid ideas, good personality. He's willing to go to the Hitler Youth Camp and completely burn it to the ground and dance on the ashes. I mean, a solid man all around. Well, I kind of want to see if Joseph would be willing to join the Edelweiss pirates, but I also want to ask him in a way where he wouldn't know what I'm asking him, in case he doesn't like what he hears and starts trying to report me, because I don't want to be reported, of course. But I think I could work it in a very easy way. What do you think? Yeah, I could be quite discreet about it. 100%, I could be very discreet about it. Okay, so here's the plan. This is the plan I make. Hilda and Gustav are dating, but that does not mean that you cannot be introduced into the group. So I'll see what I do for you. Okay, I will see if Heinrich would consider including you in a sort of, as the French say, ménage à trois with the three of them, and I will go and see if Joseph wants to be part of the Edelweiss pirates. What do you mean you don't want to do a ménage à trois? Are you not fabulous enough? Look at the French. They do ménage à trois every, I don't know a lot, I guess. They were the ones who came up with the word. All I'm saying, Heinrich, is that you want to be the sandwich inside that sandwich. Listen, I believe in free love, okay? I look at all of the movements that we've seen going around. I mean, did you see the naturalists in Spain? I mean, Germany tries to picture Spain and the anarchists over there as being these depraved, primitive animals that are just walking around naked and, just being completely feral. I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was amazing. I mean, they are just their nature, just wandering around. Amazing. I mean, my goodness, if there was an entire movement of free love and peace and all of these fabulous things, I would 100% be a part of it. 100%. So, have you given thought about being completely free? No. You prefer some structure and order? I get that. Some structure and order is good too. I just want to go off and live in the mountains and be part of freedom and live in peace and just be part of this, the whole music scene and all of that. But who knows when that will ever come. So, I guess we'll do nothing about Gustav. But I most certainly will be doing something about Joseph, okay? I will be trying to get Joseph in, but I will not do it in a way where he knows what I'm trying to do, because it's going to be a secret. Top secret, okay? Top secret. Edelweiss pirates, top secret, okay? Just top secret, okay? It's going to be a top secret. Top secret. I really want Joseph inside the Edelweiss pirates. Why is everyone a Nazi? I can't just date the normal boy because they're all taken by Hilda. Tragic. Perhaps I could be the sandwich inside the sandwich, and you could be the sandwich inside that sandwich, and we can all be a part of a huge sandwich inside a sandwich. No. Why must my dreams always be pooped on? Anyways, I'm going to go and wander the halls of the Pillow Fort and hopefully not run into Gustav or Hilda. Don't tell them I said anything, okay? Well, don't tell them about our entire conversation. I don't want them knowing anything about anything. Don't mention Joseph. I just want to wander around, think for a little bit. If I see you again, we'll continue to brainstorm, okay? Deal? Right. You must shake on it. Okay, I'm going to continue wandering around, and you just, wander around, stick around, whatever. It's whatever you want to do. I'll see you later, Heinrich.